Right, hello everyone. Welcome to Friday Nights with Hilly and PRF1. We're here for a new season and starting at Australia. Full qualifying 50% race as it's always been, and exciting to get underway again. We are looking forward to a new grid. Plenty of changes in it, but at the same time plenty of old faces as well. So we think it's going to be super competitive, which is what we want to see, of course. Kamarov returns as champion, of course, and he'll be looking to defend that. And who would bet against him, quite frankly? Well, Axel would, because he wants that title this season, probably more than last season, I reckon. But we'll see. But welcome to the new faces as well. I think Kurtz is kind of new, but I think he has raced before in PRF1, but he's first full season it will be. Again, Gunnar, he's always around. He's always around somewhere, is Gunnar, but he's a mate of mine, and he's a good driver. You'd expect him to be somewhere, well in the top 10 in a way. Silent Oxen, welcome to Silent Oxen, although isn't that, I say that, now there's something in the back of my mind saying that's actually a change of name, that one. Perhaps somebody in the chat can confirm. I think that's, who was it? Spriggs, wasn't it? I think that was Spriggs. And that, Jesus is here again. Misfit, welcome Misfit. And Ulai, is that right? Ulai, let me get a bit closer to the screen. Yeah, Ulai, welcome to you as well. But first onto a lap is the Dark Lord, so let's go with them. Hello to anybody in the stream that's in the stream chat that said hello. Everybody that's listening. We again just this evening. My internet's been a little bit dodgy recently, since sort of Christmas New Year. It's been a bit iffy, so I'm not running the stream on a separate device. I'm simply just doing the stream through my Xbox, but I can't see the chat, guys. So apologies. I'm not ignoring anyone. I can't see it at the moment. Is all. Dark Lord unfortunately invalidated his first run, so let's go elsewhere. Another driver a bit further around. Here's our champion then, Kamarov. I'd have realised he was close to starting the lap. I would have done the first really hot lap of the season with him, but didn't notice. So, still call it a new layout Australia, but it's I think we're all used to it by now. So, I love this track. I've always loved Australia in all its forms. It's always been a good track in my opinion, but it's technically a street track, but in a way kind of feels the least like a street track out of all street tracks, so it's great track. It always used to be a great track, even when it was in Adelaide, if you remember that far back. Okay, because I'm old. It's, here we go. Anyway, Kamarov gets us off with a 17.8. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know what times to expect, so it's all going to be a bit of a surprise to me. But Axel goes faster on 17.7. Davis manages an 18.3. Who else we got on their way? There's an invalidation from Misfit in the other Ferrari. Scott on his way to the line, 18.9. Validation for Ollie Champ as well. See if we can get off to a good start this season, Ollie. We could soon get off to a good start. There is Robbo. Continues good form. He's driving brilliantly in the 100% league, in the FPR league. That's between FTR and PRF1. Absolutely brilliant in that. So Robbo goes into P4 on a 118.4, just behind his teammate. It looks like they're as close as ever. Here is an 8 lap then from Ulai. Yuli is easier. I think Yuli sounds better, so I'm going to call him Yuli. If he wants to be called something else, he can always direct message me. Same with any of the other new drivers. If I'm getting your name wrong or anything, direct message me and let me know, and I'll get it right in the future. Let's do the heady hot lap with our debutant then. So down to turn 1, down to 5th. Personally, I'd take that in 6th, just because I find it makes the traction better out of the corner. DRS open then down to what is effectively a hairpin. Not really, actually, but it's almost a hairpin. And through the awkward left-hander and into the right-hander, which is flat out, but you've got to be careful, especially at the start of the race when you're on full fuel. It can be a bit tricky, that one. Then the fast right-hander leads on to what is effectively a straight, the long straight, which is probably your best overtaking opportunity on this new track. So we head down to the S, left, right. Oh, it's going to run wide. It hasn't invalidated. So you can still complete the lap and get a delta on the board, which is always helpful to have. He came right off the power, which is why it didn't validate him, so he didn't gain an advantage. Into the hard braking, really tight right-hander, that one now. It's different to what it used to be. It used to be just another corner, really, but it's a difficult corner now. Then the fast right-hander leads into the hard braking left, and then into the final corner, which is still as low on traction as it's ever been. It's a 119.8 for Uli, but that massive mistake at the S, which whether you want to call it an S or a chicane, I don't know. It makes the shape of an S on the map, which is why I call it an S, but there you go. It's promising from Uli, but if he does another lap without a mistake, it's going to improve his time massively. There's a second attempt now from Dart Lord. See, he is full quali, so we're looking at guys looking to set a time. Just all they need to do is set a time to get themselves through to Q2. That's it. Don't need to set the world alight on first runs. It's difficult when you're driving. I think he just caught the grass on the outside there, which is right front. It's gone now, but it was a little bit dirty, so he just caught the grass on the right front, which affected his braking for the corner and made him run wide. But he goes into P9 anyway, Dark Lord, 118.9. Here is Ollie Champ, second attempt. Bring the tyres up quickly. So he did come back into the pits. Those 0 laps now, look. So it's doing multiple runs on here, a set of mediums. So that might be just a way of trying to get a bit of practice in if he couldn't get into the practice lobby maybe, or just didn't get enough time in the practice lobby. Maybe using the start of Q1 just to do a little bit of a race run maybe on the mediums to get an idea of fuel and tyre wear and that. Not everybody has the time I have where you can practice for a couple of days before every race you do. Pass gets nicely out of the way. And nice from Ollie, looks like a decent lap at the moment. Oh, that was a Ferrari round, I believe, so that's, I think that must have been Misfit then. As Ollie goes fastest, 117.6, lays down a gauntlet, and there is the Ferrari of Misfit. You can see by his tyres, he was the one that was round and has recovered. It seems to be okay. I don't look like there's any signs of any damage, so I think he's okay. Who else do we have? Shrek, who was a competitor for last season's championship for so long, and then unfortunately I think had to miss one of the last races. Was it, I think the second last or the third from last, something like that. Had to miss one of them, which took him completely out of the mix. I think up to that point he was still very much mathematically still in the championship, although it was obviously Kamarov and Axel were much more likely to be, were favourites. But Shrek really did well last season. It's an 18-0 from him, which puts him in P5 for the moment. It's looking like it's probably going to be good enough. Go to Man Vice, who's half a tenth up through sector 2. What I understand is now using no traction, so it's good. If your driver uses assist, you've got to work towards getting them all off, and he goes up to P9. Eventually, once he's absolutely used to it, he'll get the real benefits from it, so absolute hats off to Vice on that one. And into P9 he goes. So this is a hot lap. And Scott in the Alpine this year. She makes with Atkins, and Atkins on the night lap at the moment. Nicely done through the S, and maybe a little bit wide for the right-hander, but it wasn't bad. So you can see that right-hander is much more about trying to get your steering open so you can get on the power, but in that little straight between the corners. Oh, a little bit oversteery on the exit of the final corner. As we've mentioned before, the traction really low around there. Doesn't improve on that lap, Scott. Let's go back to... let's go to... Oh no, he's not on a lap first, so let's go to Uli. It's a couple of attempts down, set to 2. So actually, let's go to Atkins. I'll keep an eye on Uli. Where was it he made his mistake, actually? Oh, no, exactly. Well, no, he made. If you remember, he made his mistake in the S, so which was just after the sets of 2 splits. So he should actually, since he's not made any mistakes here, he should actually go on a reasonable improvement, I should think. PRS open on the Mercedes, and we head for the line, and improves by 4 tenths in the end. Now let's go to Atkins. See his latest attempts on a 1:19.3 at the moment. He's already done a lap on these tyres, which is good in a way, because that shows a bit of confidence from Atkins, and he feels he can definitely get through Q1 and he doesn't need to use an extra set of softs to do so. This is now season 9 for PRF1 division. Been around some time now, PRF1, and hopefully it'll be around for a lot longer to come. Chris is on a lap. Expecting Chris to go somewhere at the top. I'm not sure exactly where he's going to place into this field, but we know he's easily top 10. It's just how close to the front he's going to be. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he could probably mix it with Spreader and Shrek in that. Gooner. Gooner on an 18.1 in P7 at the moment. The news about Gooner, he's really happy today. He's got through a brand new pad. He's a pad player, so he's got through a brand new one of the Xbox Elite 2s. And he's changed all his settings, so he may not be 100% tonight, but he says it's so much better, and he's already improving loads on his time trials at different tracks, so it's good news for him. Good news for me, because he's inspired me to get one, so I've ordered one today for delivery tomorrow as well. So hopefully it works for me as well, not just him. 1:17.444, well, there's our answer. He's going to go to the front. So we won't know till Q3 if that's absolutely right, as the Alpine spins right in front of us. Which Alpine was that then? Let's have a look. Was that Scott? It was Scott. No, it wasn't. It's the other Alpine. Told you, Scott. It was Atkins. They were both at the same point of the track, so I thought it was Scott because he was there, but it wasn't. Here is the Ferrari of Misfit. Even half a second through sector 2. Added a final corner, all looked pretty good to me. I think he's going to improve by quite a bit more than half a second. And yeah, 8.5 tenths, moves him up to P13. Only time's going to tell if that's going to be safe or not, but it's looking tight at the moment. Scott in P16s and 18.9, he's on an out lap. That is likely, I think, to be Misfit's last attempt, unless he refills his battery on this lap, so he charges. See, everybody gets out of the way of the Williams. Who have we got on the lap then? Nobody at the moment. Nobody on the lap, so who's going to be the first to start a lap then? think Atkins. I think the Haas is cursed going back to the pits. I'm not sure who that is in. Well, that must be Scott, actually. Surely, yeah, so Scott is first to start the lap. So P16 at the moment needs to gain 0.08 of a second on this lap to actually get up to P15 ahead of Jesus, who's also on an out lap. But I suspect he will probably need a bigger gain than that to actually get through. Down to this right-hander. Kind of a cool corner, that really fast corner, and you can really open up the steering and use loads of the curb on the exit. This straight has really provided a great overtaking opportunity. It's always a bit worrying in the race when you see two drivers going side by side through this S bend here. The RS open again, can you pick up a bit of a toe off the McLaren? Maybe tiny. I don't think it would have really affected the speed. Much better for the right-hander this lap. Have to lift slightly through the S, so we'll see. I didn't see what his actual time was through sector 2, so here he goes. Head to the line. And improves by 6.5%, so goes up to P10. Teammate out the final corner now, Atkins. Can he match him or do even better? 9/10 improvement goes P14. So at the moment, the two Williams potentially getting through. Theo, oh, Theo's invalidated. Unlucky Theo. Let's have a look. So actually, is Jesus? Oh no, Jesus is invalidated. Okay. So Theo and Jesus invalidate, so we'll definitely be losing them. Dark Lord's still in the pits, so we're losing him. Newly Fatal Defiance is on an out lap. Pushing it a bit. Looking at where he is on the track, I'm not convinced he's going to... No, I don't think he's going to make it. Fatal. Let's see how Yuli's doing through the second split. I don't even know if he's on a lap here. He's completely out of energy pretty much. He is on the lap, he's over 4 attempts up. So he's really close to displacing a Dark Lord. The 18, and Jesus isn't far ahead of that. So done through the right-hander and then the heavy braking left. I think the low energy may come back to haunting him a little bit. Oh, he's out of fuel. He's out of fuel. So he's definitely not going to improve now. Fatal Defiance Fatal did make it. I'm surprised at that. We would have had a back out big time there. He was on a track with 15 seconds to go. I honestly didn't think he would get across the line, but he clearly has. Head to the line then, doesn't improve 4 attempts. I think Fatal would hold his hands up and admit that was not his best lap. He was in bad shape and had to really back out after going a bit wide at the S-bend, had to really back out. But that means Misfit is through in P15 on his debut. Well done, Misfit. Vice through safely, both Williams through safely. Davis through P12. Really tight. If you look at P18, Dark Lord on an 18.978, an 18.2 would see you in P11, and drivers like Dark Lord are perfectly capable of doing those times. So maybe an opportunity missed for one or two drivers there, but that's what it is anyway. So Chris fastest in Q1 with Ollie Champ P2. Axel 3, Cameron 4. Then we've got Silent Oxen, which is a I'm pretty sure Spriggs. Hopefully somebody's confirmed that in the chat for everybody else. Master Spread P6, Shrek 7, Gooner 8, Robin 9, PT 10. In a way, they're not the important ones in this one. The important ones are the ones we're losing. So unfortunately, we say goodbye to Theo, Jesus, the Dark Lord, Yuli, and Fatal Defiance at the end of Q1. We will head into Q2 with the full 15 driver quota. There are the incidents. Invalidated lap time, just warning, invalidated lap time. So nothing major to report there. Thank you, Greza, for sharing the stream where it should have been put, rather than just in the driver's chat. Apologies, I didn't realise that was there. So, Gunnar helped Corey with his pad settings with this new pad that he's got, and Corey's already put in the chat. Thank you, Gunnar. I've already found 2 temps. So, I'll be on it tomorrow once that comes through. Sounds like then. Drivers already on. A lot of drivers already on the way out. So find who's at the front. It looks like Spreader. Right then. So, quite a few cars driving very close to each other here on the outlap. I'm not sure why that is. Looks to me like a Spreader curse. The other one's an Aston, so it's either Vice or Ollie. I suspect it's Ollie. Got to confirm that now. I can't just say I suspect it's Ollie and not confirm it. Yes, it is. Look, there's a whole group of them. Why they're so close together, I'm not sure. I'm going to be backing off now. Perhaps there's rain expected. Very possible at Australia. But it would explain why they've all come out so close together. Anyway, Spreader heading on to first lap of Q2. Down to turn 1, down to 5th gear. Got steering, use all of the curb on the inside. Little bit of curb on the outside. DRS open now, down to the hard braking right-hander. So takes it to third, which is definitely my preference as well. Kind of glide around the left-hander. You get up to 4th before it, and just kind of glide, and then choose your points of where to put the power on. Flat out through the right, and then kind of 5th for this right. Open up the steering. Keep the car right as you can in qualifying. You'll probably find yourself going a little bit out wide in the race, but that's mainly tyre wear. Don't want to put too much stress on the tyres for keeping the car inside at the high speeds that you reach. And very nice through the S from Spreader. DRS open again. We head down now to this heavy braking, late turning. Use a late turning to open up the steering earlier. Get on the power earlier, and then sort of glide round the right-hander into the heavy braking. Really easy, as we've already seen one person do, just to touch the grass on the right-hand side, your front right, which does hurt the corner. Just to make you end up going deep into the corner. And a good first run from Spreader in Q2. 17.8, Big D, 17.9 directly behind him. Ollie is 17.6 again. So we've got Robbo's on his way. I think Curtis is about to cross the line. He jumps up to P4, 18.0. Robbo 18.1 goes P5. The Ferrari of Kamarov actually goes fastest, 17.5. Kamarov does 17.6. Puts him just behind Ollie. Moment. Promising start to qualifying from Ollie. Said 18.2, we're putting in P8, Gunnar's 18.3, Davis 18.4, Misfit 18.7, Vice 18.8 on his first run. Bear in mind, a lot of these drivers, it depends on the weather. I don't know what the weather's expected to do, but if we're expecting dry, then some of these drivers will have used their used sets from Q1 for the first run. Something to keep in mind for Q3, the pole position time last season was 1:16.707. That was set by the mighty fast blonde. It's not obviously his tonight. I'm here with Silent Oxen. I'm gonna have to get used to calling that. I'm sure that's Spriggs. I don't know what you changed to that. Spriggs, if you can hear me, nobody's on a hot lap, mate, so all these drivers are on laps. Right, here he comes, out the final corner. It's open, we head down to turn 1 again. Turn 1, very difficult here at the race start. You'll find, I'll be amazed if we get through turn 1 with no contacts. Might be a case that nobody spins or gets damaged or anything, but I'll be amazed if there isn't a bit of wheel banging, because it's just the nature of turn 1 here. It's very, very tight. It's even when everybody's trying to be really good and trying to avoid each other, it's very easy to hit someone. There's always someone that maybe overshoots a little bit on the braking or something like that. Doesn't take into account the cold tyres. Decent lap so far from Silent Oxen. Oh, this is the commentator's curse, isn't it? Runs wide out of the S. And came right up the power in order to not invalidate the lap. We'll see if we'll stick with him, because I think he might still complete the lap. Especially if it's a worn set of tyres. He may as well still complete it, because he's got 3/4 of a lap of delta that he can use for his next run. Here he comes. Still manages an 18.7, which puts him P11. But we know, and he knows, that there is an awful lot more time left in that. Right. Who have we got then? I think the curse is on an out lap, and will be next. It's McLaren is Robbo. Everybody driving slowly. What that's all right. They didn't seem to be using any brake in order to heat their tyres up, so I don't think that's what they were doing then. Might have been a bit confusion about maybe Chris was pulling over to let Robbo through, thinking he might be on a lap, but case. And it's raining. It's raining. The old man is snoring. No, he's not yet. Actually, he's just going to bed. It's sorry, Dad. But it is raining. This could be vital. Let's just go to... Did he try and do another lap? No, he didn't. He's going to go straight... Well, has he got the fuel to do another one? Because if not, having to pit here is probably going to knock him out. Let's go back to Curse. See how he's managing. First signs just going on to him here. As first signs are, it may be looking a little bit slippy already. Onto the straight. See what he's like through sets of 2. Good night, Dad. And it's starting to rain a bit heavier. Really a lot more noticeable. And just to say, let's see how he's doing through sets of 2. I didn't look at the bloody slip time, did I? So I've got no idea how he was doing through sets of 2. We'll soon know if he takes to the pits or not. Well, he is going to complete the lap. He's not improving on a time which I'm guessing was probably done on worn softs. He is improving. 17.4. Goes fastest. And it was already starting to rain. That is impressive. I've got to say. That's impressive. Here comes Shrek. He's also improving. just a 10th in the end. Perhaps the rain affected the end of his lap. Alpha Tauri, I didn't quite get to the Alpha Tauri. That was Big D is P6. Nice to see Big D out there in qualifying. Two Williams didn't get a lap on the board on first runs, and Atkins is into the pits. He's not going to complete his lap. Is that Davis? He's into the pits. Scott. Yeah, he's into the track's gone. The track's gone. It's too wet. Trying to improve. Next on track. Didn't quite catch his second split time. No, look how slow that is. Look how slow that is. He's gone round there. Absolutely nowhere near. And I think, unfortunately for the guys that are outside the top 10, it looks like the track has deteriorated to the extent where they're not going to be able to improve. Switch is driving slowly. Spriggs, understandably, Simon Oxen, understandably attempts in this. He's a driver that really, absolutely should be in Q3, so absolutely understand why he wants to still give this a go. At the moment, we need to find 0.303 to get ahead of Davis. He's doing in the second sector. I will keep an eye on the split time this time. He's slightly down. Now, he's slightly down, but if you remember, he made a big mistake coming out of the S and ran wide and had to come off the power. So he's not completely out of this yet. Let's look down at the steering wheel, but I can't see, it doesn't have, for me looking at it, it doesn't have the delta on the steering wheel, so I can't tell you. Oh, he's invalidated out the final corner. Head to the line. Did improve. He would have gone. I think he would have actually gone P9 just ahead of Gunnar. Oh, Silent Oxen. He would have got through. That's harsh. That's unlucky. Stick it well, back to the pits. Got a few drivers on outlaps. Going to give this another go. So Vice, Scott, Atkins. I guess why not? If you've got the tyres available, you're not going to use them in the race. Then I think at this point, I would have thought if I've got a fresh set of softs, I'd have just saved them for the race. So there's every chance that a fresh set of softs will come in useful in the race. So I think one of Williams started the lap actually. Both Williams have started the lap. He's the further drive around. So Optin. Dune is going to take to the pits. Just on the final corner. No, I don't think Silent Oxen's gone in the pits. He's not. He's heading round to start another lap. Still thinks there's a chance. And the rain... Well, actually, I would say it does look a little bit heavier. It's starting to settle on the screen as drips now. PRF still active. Atkins crosses the lines for 19.2. That would just put him ahead of his teammate at the moment. Ollie Champ has joined. I didn't know he'd left. Sorry, Ollie, if I noticed you left, I would have sent you an invite, buddy. I didn't see it. Scott then out the final corner. Head to the line. Yeah, nowhere near. Look, 19.4 puts him, or keeps him P15 behind his teammate. Let's go. Vice will be next, but he was 3 attempts down for sector 2. And look how slow he is through there. So, I think, is he looking to go again? Maybe have one more attempt. There's no reason not to. It's incredibly unlikely that they're going to be able to improve, but I need to wait for the countdown to finish before crossing the line. I think that's what he's trying to do back. Here comes Silent Oxen then. He's run out of fuel. He's run out of fuel, I think. He's either ran out of fuel or he just backed out of it because he wasn't going to improve. So that's it. Might have the Williams guys trying again. Atkins, nope. Atkins taken to the pits. Is Scott having another go? Looks like those guys that got their times on the board early in the session have benefited. Davis will be thanking his lucky stars, I suspect, because Silent Oxen hadn't have invalidated at the final corner. It would be Davis out, but he's, as it stands, he will be, or he is, in the top 10 shootout. Just waiting on Vice now. So we're going to see Curse go through as fastest again. Curse, Axel second, Ollie third, Sergeant Cameron fourth, Spreader fifth, Big D in P6, Shrek 7, Robbo 8, Gunner 9 and Davis 10. So both McLarens in the top 10. Bodes well for them. They are the only... Sorry, I've been calling Atkins and Scott the two Williams, haven't I? They're two Alpines. Sorry, they were Williams last season, so I've got... that's something I'm going to have to get used to. Yeah, bodes well for McLaren though. The only team to have both drivers in the top 10. As I quickly scan up and down the top 10 to see if I've missed one. I don't think so. Which is pretty cool. That's good. Only one team with 2 drivers in the top 10 shows how close this Constructors' Championship could end up being. Okay, 1 or 2 qualifiers maybe not making Q3 that would normally do though, but still, it bodes well for the championship. And right now, right at this moment in time, I honestly don't know who's going to take pole. I mean, you guys have a guess if you want. After watching his performances last season, it's hard not to go with Axel, but Kurt's definitely looking strong. Kamarov usually has more in the tank than what he's showing. And Ollie looking strong as well. And Spreader not too far back as well. So, unlucky to Misfit, Silent Oxen, Vice, Atkins and Scott, who we lose at the end of Q2. Incidents, speed in the pit lane for the first 4 there. So exceeding track limits, not really much else to look at there. So whatever have we got for Q3? Is it going to be intermediates? We're about to find out. Still raining. Trying to look in the garage to see if I can spot what tyres they're on, but I can't see, unfortunately. So why don't I bring up the little graphic that actually tells me what they're on, and that would they're still on softs. Oh, Master Spread's joined. I didn't see him leave either. Concentrating so much on what's happening, see. Well, if there's any chance that this is correct, that they should still be on softs, they need to get out. The sooner they get out, the more chance they got. It's one of those, because if it's actually right on the cuffs, by the end of the outlap, they might find that it would have been better off being on the intermediates. So, I don't think the track's a million miles away from intermediates, if I'm honest with you. I reckon this is really close, guys. I don't think the intermediates would have been much lower than softs. I'm sure they would have checked it. They would have checked it, surely. I say check it, what I mean is they would have hovered in the garage, they would have just hovered over a set of intermediates to see what the time difference is. And if it was quite close, considering you've got to do an outlap and it's continuously raining, probably would have been better to stick a set of intermediates on, but he seems to get through the corners alright, doesn't he? Not as fast, obviously, as when it's dry, but might just about be okay. Still going through there in third gear. When you have to start dropping an extra gear is usually a pretty good sign that you're past the point. PRF still open. Available. PP then. Shifts down to fourth in turn one, which would be unusual in a dry, but this helps him around the corner in these conditions. See, everything's been taken in a gear lower than it was. So, my inkling is that they're on the right tyre. And I'll only get the one run here. I think this track at some point during Q3 is going to turn to an intermediate track. S in 6th gear, and I suspect that is to help with traction. You can in a dry, you can absolutely take it in 6th, you don't have to gear down to 5th. It's just a personal preference, really. If anybody touches the grass on the right hand side of that left hander in these conditions, they're going to end up off track. 22.1, so the times have deteriorated considerably. Schrecker 22.0, Kurse 21.1, that's an impressive lap. Robbo heads to the line, 22.1, goes P3 just ahead of Big D. Kamarov 22.2, who was that? Ollie 21.9. Spreader, I think we've got Axel on his way to the line. It's 21.6. P2 at the moment. Square will be next. Gunnar has gone to the... Well, he's still in the garage and he switched to the intermediate tyres already, but I don't think the inters will be able to go faster than the softs that these guys are setting. Well, in fact, they won't, because you can tell by the time difference. They're about 5 seconds off of what they were doing previously. 4 seconds in Kurse case. Generally when it's intermediate conditions you go around about 9 seconds slower, 9-10 seconds slower in dry conditions. So anyway, Spreader puts it up to P3. Tends to like these conditions. Not surprised to see him doing well there. Big D into the pits. So last, was it Davis, I think? Yeah, Davis nips up to P4 on a 21.9. Gunnar is out on an outlap now on the intermediates, but I think he's missed the opportunity. I think see how he gets on. I could be completely wrong, but I do suspect that I don't think this order will change. I think they're going to be starting where they are now. His run. Sort of tell because Gunnar had to gear down to to 4th gear for turn 1, whereas when we were watching Big D sort of geared down more as precaution rather than necessity. Always want to go. I wonder if he nipped away from his exit. I don't know whether he maybe invalidated the first run. I didn't see if he was out on the softs to start with. Yes, if he didn't, then perhaps he just left his Xbox for a moment, not realising. So, Ollie going back out on another set of softs. Give it another go. But the Inters to me look like they're struggling, which could be a sign that we're still on dry tyres conditions. 23.5 from doing this. He's 1.3 seconds off of Kamarov, who's the next driver, who's already retired out. So Kamarov clearly feeling there's not going to be any opportunity to improve. Kamarov going to be starting P9, which is something we are definitely not used to seeing. It's usually top 3 every race. And more often than not on pole. Have some work to do. May make the first race of the season. It does depend on circumstances in the race, with safety cars, etc., VSCs and all that sort of thing. But it may mean that his first race of the season becomes a bit of a damage limitation exercise. A lot of grids he'd be able to just fly through and, you know, at least get back into the top 3. This grid isn't so easy to do that. The top 10 here and the guys just outside the top 10 are so level on pace. It makes it very, very difficult to get past, especially on a track like this. So here comes Ollie. Just return 1 in 5th gear. Allows the car to do the work, he just glides round. He'll know pretty early in this lap whether it's any chance really. And if you feel like you're driving as flat out as you can in the conditions and you're still losing time, then it's a pretty good sign. Again, I missed his first sector. It's the problem when you're a commentator, you keep chatting. You miss everything. Comes up to the end of the second sector. 2 tenths down, so it's not a million miles off, in all fairness. So my first fault's here, and maybe Kamarov retired a little bit too early. Maybe, because he's only on a 22.2, so maybe Kamarov could have improved, but he also didn't feel like he could. He may not have had another set available, I don't know. Now, into the pits for Ollie. I think that tells us all we need to know, really. Check the tyres out as well, he agrees. Robbo. I'm not sure why Kurse has gone out on a set of intermediates. Unless he's just using it as a practice lap for the race. Who expects him rain in the race? Or he's just having fun, probably thinks he's got pole already, other people are doing laps, so why not? May as well go out on a set of inters. So, yeah, you can really tell how much more careful Robbo's having to be on this run. And it's not just that, you can see on the track now as well the shiny surfaces that will eventually turn into puddles the more it rains, which on their first runs the track was still sort of black tarmac, so that has changed, and I would have expected to see the PRS deactivated at some point soon. So everybody in the pits. We're going to retire for us, or is somebody going to come up? Well, it's too late for anybody to do a lap, so might as well just retire, right, everyone? Or we could just wait a minute and 20 seconds. That's fine. I don't know what to talk about in those minute and 20 seconds. Other than, well, it's going to be pole position for Kurse, Axel P2. Spreader starting in the top 3. Nice start to the season, Spreader, for qualifying. See what you can do with it. Andrew Davis in P4. What a start. Ollie. I wonder if Ollie might be a little disappointed with that, just simply because he was so fast in Q1 and Q2. it's hard to imagine. It's hard to think Ollie would be disappointed with P5. And nobody's going to be disappointed with P5, I don't think. But I think he might have been feeling like a top 3 was definitely on the cards. Shrek in P6, Robo P7. Good performances. Big D as well. Lovely to see Big D in the top 10. Shootout. Kamrov in an unusual 9th place. And as I say, it's going to be interesting to see him trying to make his way through the field. And, his race may sort of depend on a bit on how quick he can get through the field, or if he can do anything tactically to jump them, because you expect the very front runners to sort of get away, so and create a gap to the sort of next group. So, you know, how big will that gap be for him? Gunnar starting P10. Ultimately, Gunnar will always be disappointed with P10 in qualifying, but conditions just didn't work for him today. So, but congratulations to Curse. Say it's not debut, but it's his first full season. Pole position to start the season will go down an absolute treat for him. So congratulations there. And Axel will always want pole position, Axel, but P2 with Kamarov down in P9 does not seem like a bad result for him there. So we'll see. And I think the questions are just over, is the Curse going to be able to actually fight for the championship? Its early signs are good. No incidents there to report at all. Okay, guys, so that's the end of qualifying. We will take a short break, so it's usually about 5 minutes. I always go and grab myself a coffee at this point, guys, so I'm going to go and grab myself a coffee and have a quick look at the Discord, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes ready to start the formation lap. So see you in a bit. Okay, back with you guys, and we're gearing up for the race. I believe the countdown is on. Can't see it when you're on comms, unfortunately. So, last season here, unfortunately the fastest lap was missed. It didn't get recorded, so I can't tell you what the fastest lap was. Driver of the day last season was Sergeant Kamarov, who finished P2 behind Blonde. Josh Godwin finished P3 with Axel in 4, Greza in P5, and some more. Actually, got to go down a little bit to actually find the next current driver. Davis was P9. There's some strange names on it last season. They're definitely in last year's race, aren't they? Might be Legends. Did he drive Australia? Yeah. Oh no, hang on. That's this season. Oh, I'm confused. Anyway, we're off on the formation lap, guys, for this fantastic race that did used to be the starter for the season in real Formula 1. And real twisty street track, as I said before, and twisty high down. It's not a high downforce circuit. That's the thing. You feel like it should be, but actually, it's sort of middle of the road on downforce because of the straights. It does have one long straight and two pretty decent sized straights. In fact, three decent sized straights. So you do have to sort of go somewhere in the middle, but the corners are such that you can run a low downforce and be quick here. So there we have it. Just run through the grid. So Kurse starts on pole alongside Axel, Spreader and Davis P3 and P4. Ollie and Shrek make up the third row of the grid, with Robbo in 7th and Big D alongside in 8th. Sergeant Kamarov unusually on the 5th row of the grid alongside Gunnar. Misfit starts P11 with Silent Oxen alongside in P12. Vice will start P13 alongside the first of the two Alpines, Atkins. Scott and the other Alpine will start P15, Theo in 16th. Jesus and the Dark Lord on row 9 of the grid, while Fatal Defiance and Yuli, or Yuli, whatever you want to call them, bringing up the rear. Right, am I going mad? What's happened? Something weird's happened. We're on lap 1. Are you people watching this? Can you see this, guys? It's clearly saying that we are on lap 1, but they are definitely driving like it's the formation lap. Hopefully I've just glitched out a little bit. That looked like there was a massive smash. What's going on? Is the lobby buggered? Hopefully it was just mine and it's going to sort itself out. Anyway, let's get the tyres up. Didn't look at the tyres. So, top 6 starting on the mediums. Hards for Robbo, Gunnar, Theo and Fatal. Everybody else on the mediums. And here we go. First looks like he gets off the line pretty well. Still has the inside, but he's not alongside, so he's going to hold on to P2 over Spreader. And no yellow flags appearing as of yet, so I think we're okay. Misfit makes up. Ooh, Misfit and Scott battling for P11. Really tight in this midfield. Look, amazes me when they get through without contact. It's incredible. Fatal picks up 3 seconds very, very early on. But anyway, it is the Curse that leads off the start then, with Axel P2, Spread P3, Davis in 4, Ollie 5, Shrek P6, Big D 7, as Ollie makes a move on Davis along the outside of the straight and has it done before they reach the corner. How much energy did he have to use? Well, he's got 60%, so yeah, he's used 20% more than Davis has at the same point, but it's got him the place. Certainly looking very fast in quali, wasn't he, Ollie? So, So we've got a yellow flag now. That looks like 3 cars. That's Uli, Fatal, and a Dark Lord. Resets track there from the Dark Lord, but you could clearly see on stream there that he was beached on the curb. So in that circumstance, you are allowed to reset to track. It's the only circumstance. So for whatever reason, Uli looks to be... He looks like he's missing because he's ghosted at the moment. So I think we're missing Uli. Here is Ollie then. He's definitely looking at massive spread. He's not getting the energy switched on at the moment. This is under the toe and perhaps a lower downforce maybe. Wants to have a look, doesn't he? But he's not at any point alongside there, so holds off for the moment. Curse leads. Not pulling the gap. Real gap. Shrek. Oh! Bit of a knock from Big D. I think Big D might have been caught out. I think Shrek might have had to come off the power. And he's had to come off the power again after a little bit of contact with Davis. And that allows Big D to nip up the inside. And Kamarov's got the outside of the final corner. He's also got the toe now of the car ahead, and as you can see, that allows him past Shrek. So Shrek loses 2 places there. Somebody was coming out to have a little look. Oh, that's Silent Oxen, I think, was having a little look at Robbo. He managed to get past on that occasion. Sometimes in sim racing, drivers just sort of come out from behind, directly behind the car, so that they absolutely avoid hitting the car in front. Especially in the early stages of the race. Silent Oxen looks like he's got a run on Robbo here. Both of them have DRS, but the medium tyres will be helping Silent Oxen. He's to make the inside of the corner, and does. Robbo folds in behind him. Nicely done, guys. Kamarov making a move on Davis up the inside into the heavy braking right-hander, and Big D has... Well, that battle in between them is enabled the top 4 to pull away by almost 3 seconds, which is going to make Big D a much easier target than he would be otherwise if he had DRS. It's not an easy target by any stretch of the imagination, Big D, but help you get. Silent Oxen and Shrek battling. Scott and Gooner. Go down to that, there's nothing. Oh! That's Shrek! Shrek, we just about called it as I went onto it, so I don't know if there was... It didn't look to me like there was contact. I think he's lost it on the curb. I think maybe he's caught a bit too much inside curve and it spun him round, but I can't be sure of that. But that's what it looked like. And here is Atkins having a little run at Vice, but Vice edges away. By the way, in these early stages, if you can be competitive in these early stages without using loads of energy, really useful. Got a chance to go at the inside here. Oh, Vice runs wide. Oh, he's going to spin it as well. Oh, Vice. I'm guessing that's his first real battle while having moved to no traction. And Shrek, well, he has to pit. So, really must have front wing damage, and he won't be pitting at this point. So that's already going to make it. I mean, he's going to want a safety car, really, to get back into a competitive situation in this race. Goes to the hard tyres with the intention, I assume, of going to the end, but it's not going to really benefit from much of an undercut. Especially having just lost an extra 5 seconds for a front wing change. Axel, meanwhile, is just taking the lead of the race from Curse, but Curse is having a little look back. At the moment, Spreader and Ollie very much sticking with these guys. Oh, did go to the inside, but back to a little bit later on the brakes enables him to take the proper racing line. Yeah, the camera rod's actually grown a little bit. I guess camera rod was maybe stuck behind Big D a little bit. The question now for camera rod is, can he get away from that group? And technically, if he was to finish 5th, it wouldn't be a bad result in all fairness from P9. So, I've always want to be on the podium really, but comes Kirsten, he's definitely got to run this time, and to the inside, and makes the corner, just about makes the corner well, quite nicely actually, and retakes the lead of the race. As you can see, he's not using his energy to do that. That is just under power and DRS. Kamarov beginning to eat into the lead, and Silent Oxen's got past Big D as well. That might have been a team order change. Let's get the tyres back up. Atkins a bit further down, getting past Jesus. They're still battling, actually getting past Robbo as well. Oh, it's a double overtake from Atkins. He goes past Jesus and Robbo in the same manoeuvre. Robbo, of course, on hard tyres, so it's very much a different strategy from Robbo. And Gunnar the same. He's back to P10 where he started. But we'll have the advantage later in the race. And we've got yellow flags. It's Theo that's rounding out. And that is a safety car. And that changes this race completely. Those guys that started on hards are going to be peeved with that one. Unfortunately, but judging by where his car was on the track, I can only assume he's lost it coming out of the S. And ended up in the wall. But one group managing to get into the pits. But the front group, they're not gonna gain an advantage under this because the front group did not get caught by the safety cars, so they've managed to go past the safety cars, so they shouldn't gain no advantage here, those guys that have just managed to pit. But Scott has pitted and come out in P10, and Atkins in P11, the two Alpines, onto the hard tyres that should be taking them to the end of this race. And presumably, everybody in the top 8 will all pit to hards to go to the end. Gunnar is going to be in a bit of a quandary here. I think he's just got to pit to the mediums and get them to the end. But it is going to ruin the strategy. And the same for Robbo, he has gone to mediums. Interestingly, Misfit's gone to softs. Maybe he's thinking there might, if there's another safety car, if we were to sort of restart, say lap 9, do like 3 or 4 laps, and another safety car appears, then Misfit then could pit to the mediums or hards and go to the end with a tyre advantage. Potentially. So maybe that's what's in his mind. As all the top group are in. What does Gunnar do? He does pit indeed to the medium tyre. Oh, Big D's been stacked behind Silent Oxen. That's going to hurt the Toweries. Does get out ahead of Gunnar. Where is Scott? He's going to jump him. He's going to jump some places. Now, I don't know how that's happened. He shouldn't have had an advantage. Well, it's happened because of the double stacks, isn't it? That's what it's got to be. It's got to be doubles. I'm not sure how he's jumped Davis, actually. Unless Davis had to have a front wing change. Because obviously Robbo had pitted the previous lap, so he wasn't in the pits. So, but somehow Scott's gained an advantage there. And he's up to P7. Well done, Scotty boy. 1 lap extra on the tyres isn't really going to make any difference. Beyond 1% under a formation lap, under a safety car lap. So, just looking down to the back, Shrek. at the back on 3-lap hold hards. Unfortunately, he'd be ruining the fact that he went to hards on that early pit stop he had to make. He'll wish now that he'd done anything but that. Just take this opportunity just to remind anybody watching the stream, if you are making comments and I'm not replying, I apologise. It is simply because my internet's been a bit dodgy recently, so I don't want to tempt fate and have something happen to the stream because I've got a separate device working at the same time. So I simply can't see the stream. I can't see the stream chat at the moment. That'll be sorted hopefully for next week, but say at the moment it's just it's not worth the risk. Full-time result from the Premiership. Burnley 1, Luton Town 1. If you're a football person. So we get going again. Sorry, I wasn't at the top, but we get going again. And Spreader's got a run on the Curse. Oh, Curse has to go off track. That's nicely done from the Curse. That's one of the better rejoins I've seen. Absolutely did that right. Once he was off track, he kept the car to the left and rejoined fully to the left. It's one of the safest rejoins I've seen on the game, to be fair to him. Really good. Immediately gets back past Gunnar, P8. Anybody having a look? Oh, maybe here. Fatal Defiance. Goes past the Dark Lord. That was speed, straight line speed there. I wonder if he might have made a bit of a mistake, but Fatal's going for the double overtake. He's going for Vice as well. And gets in. Vice had to come off the power, and he lost 2 more places, I think. Vice actually inside Dark Lord. Outside, so yeah, he lost another 2 places. So lost 3 places in the one moment there, Vice. No, he might feel he was squeezed a little bit by Fatal. I'm not sure. He didn't look like it that badly from my angle, but as always, only get the one look at it. So what's happening? Well, what's happening is the Curse has had a horrendous restart. He's now down in P7. He's already made up 2 places again, but let's go to him now as he's going to be looking to get past Scott. He just kicks up a bit of dirt on the inside curb. Getting past Davis there on the straight. No DRS at the moment, of course, so that's done under, well, with energy. And oh, Gunnar skips the corner, and that's giving him a 3-second penalty. Now you wish he hadn't made the move, maybe. And Zatkins is having a little look as well. So, in these early stages, you would expect the hard runners to be a little bit slower than the medium guys. You wouldn't know that looking at Axel, who's pulled out a 1.7 gap. But DRS enables, once again, Curse in his pursuit to get through the field. He's got past Scott, back up the 6th and sets fastest lap of the race, but he's now picked up 3 seconds. And that is because he's pushing like mad. When you've been in a position to potentially win the race, and at the very least have a podium, it's hard not to push like mad to try and get it back when something happens to you. When a lot of the time, actually, the right thing to do would be to just make the best of a bad situation. Championship's a long championship, so, you know, you're not going to win the championship in race 1. Gunnar going to get a run. Scott runs a little bit wide. It's going to compromise his exit. So, you know, quite get alongside. Makes the corner a lot better than Scott. Don't think he'd fancy going side by side through this right-hander. Backs off. And he'll have another run through this double DRS opportunity. Usually for this one, it tends to be better. Well, he's going to get a run on the pit straight. I was about to say, usually it tends to be better to use the first DRS to get onto the gearbox and then make the move in this DRS going down to the heavier braking zone. It's such a run at the final corner on Scott and picks up the slipstream really well. And he's got that done and is up to P7. Now this is where things get particularly difficult for the Curses. I think Fatal's round. He is. Can't see any obvious signs of damage on the front of the car. And that's the right-hander, isn't it? The heavy braking right-hander. Waits for the last guy to go past him. And, no, he's just been there 3 seconds for that. Might be able to get that removed, Fatal. If you don't pick up any other warnings, to be fair. Not getting up to speed, is he? He didn't appear to have any damage, but sometimes it's not visible, the damage, so as the Curse gets past Silent Octin. Somebody's dropping down now. Oh, Scott! No, Scott! That's the heavy right-hander. Oh dear, that wasn't a contact. It's Ollie. Oh, I missed this one, guys, but Ollie has gotten through into P2. Fatal is absolutely... He's driving so slow, he's causing yellow flags. And Gunnar is into the pits and he's out of the race. Gunnar retires. So... maybe that was with Scott, and perhaps something happened with Scott, I don't know. Gunnar is out. There's my cat starts playing. Oh, that looked a bit bumpy between Ollie and Master Spread there. Kamarov doesn't mind because he's going to get both of them. Oh! Might have got a little tap on the back there from Silent Octin and Ollie. Oh dear, guys. Oh, that's not good. That's not good, Curse. That will be a Stonewall penalty, I think. I can't really say that on comms because there's always well, my experience of being a steward, when you get the other person's POV, there's 8 times out of 10 you see something different when you get 2 POVs. So my first reaction to that was Chris has probably made a mistake there, that we're giving him a penalty. So Spreader manages to hold off Silent Octin, and Fatal also retired from... oh no, Fatal's crashed. Fatal has crashed out of turn 1 and 2, and that has caused a safety car. So we've got our second safety car of the evening, which is definitely to Shrek's liking. And we are definitely in medium tyre territory to go to the end here. And it's definitely a Misfit's liking as well, isn't he? He's got it up to P10 on those soft tyres. And just say, oh, Robbo's out. What's going on? 3 drivers in pretty quick succession. That is an extremely rare retirement for Robbo. So, pit stops throughout the field. Nobody stayed out. Everybody is in. So, Axel leads from... well, he probably won't believe his eyes when he looks up and sees Sergeant Kamarov behind him. To be fair to Kamarov, he's made his way through the field. You know, he would have had a tougher task on his hands if not for that first safety car, because he'd have had to have caught the gap first. But the main thing that Kamarov's done here is keep it clean. He's kept himself clean, and he's just taken advantage of others' mistakes, really. So, just looking down, will it wait for Uli? Because he's ghosted, he's not there. So, might catch the back in a way, actually, looking at where he is, long straight. So he might actually catch the back. But, yeah, so Axel will lead us away from Kamarov, cursing P3 with the 3 seconds penalty. And potentially reports going after. Spreader in P4, Silent Ox in P5. Ollie 6, Davis 7, Atkins in 8, Big D 9, Jesus 10, Misfit in 11, Shrek 12, Dark Lord P13, Vice in 14, Scott 15, and unfortunately Uli not, he's not really, just pretend he's not there because he's not been with us the whole race, unfortunately. The safety car does indeed begin another lap. It will be in the end of this lap, so it is. It will be coming in the end of lap 16. We'll restart lap 17, which means 13 laps remaining, which is a lovely amount of laps for a set of mediums to go. And few drivers on hards, probably because that's all they had to go to, so no option. Don't think they're ever likely to gain an advantage throughout the rest of the race. Maybe towards the very end they might have a little bit of a wear advantage, but I don't think it's going to make much difference. Yeah, just before the safety car, it just got a little bit argy-bargy, didn't it? But all in all, the race has been good. It was just that little moment. There seemed to be a few cars ending up on the same part of the track together. And these things happen in sim racing, so it's not a massive thing. Nobody's doing anything on purpose. It's just accidents. So, and everybody's always a little bit rusty on the first race of the season, aren't they? So it's a difficult track, is Australia. So I think they're doing very well. Man, most annoyed with this safety car will probably be Axel, as he pulled a gap. Who's up the most places at this stage then? Up 7 Kamarov, up 7 Silent Oxin, 6 Atkins, 7 Jesus, 5 Dark Lord, 3 for, well no, not 3 for you, because he's not there. But away we go again. Has anybody got a run? Don't think that Haas has actually got a run. It's the previous Haas, apologies. No, it wasn't. I had the right Haas. He's got to run this time. He's going to the inside. It was the AlphaTauri. Sorry, I thought it was the Haas. It's an AlphaTauri with Silent Oxin. They have a bit of a coming together. Don't think Spread's going to be overly pleased with that one. But I don't know about the final contact. Spread was on the inside on that one. But the initial, there was a bit of contact into the right-hander that... it's definitely on Silent Oxin. It's it was the contacts after that that's caused Spread to lose a few places. That Axel Kamarov and Kursiv, due to that little moment, Silent Oxin and Spreader, it's enabled them to pull a little bit of a gap. We've got yellow flags. Unfortunately, Dark Lord has gone round Again, I think out of the S. So, quick look, see if he's missing anything. I can't see anything missing. It looks like he's got both end plates. We'll soon see if he comes in the pits or not. Will tell us whether he's got damage. And as you'd expect at this point in the race, fastest lap set on the restarted lap. He loses a couple of places. Seems to be okay. Maybe he had a little moment coming out of turn 1 because it looks like he's been overtaken on the straight by Misfit and Shrek, so I can only assume he's had a little moment maybe coming out of turn 1, turn 2. Little Shrek up the inside of Misfit. It's our advantage at this point. He's got that move done, and it's already still within DRS range of the car ahead as well. And Shrek could still potentially make up a couple more places today. But ultimately, when you consider what's happened to him in the race where he dropped down to the extra pit stop he had to make, front wing change, I know the safety cars have enabled him to catch back up, but it'd be a pretty good recovery if he could make up a couple more places. Said this is going to be a long championship. Nobody's winning this championship in the first half of the season. It's going to be a long championship, this one. And Shrek definitely showed last season that he can definitely mix it with the big boys. So. He's a race winner, and he's a pole winner, Shrek, so that can do it. So at the moment, I have to say that Atkins is having an incredible race. He's on the back of Davis here, he's got DRS, he's got the run, goes to the inside, Davis doesn't look to defend it. I think he realised that there was nothing he could really do to defend that, and look at Atkins' energy as well. He's really looking after his energy. Look in comparison to Davis. As Master Spread now goes to the inside of Davis. Makes the move up the inside nicely. Left plenty of room. Had a little wobble on the exit, which I think is why he's just... He wasn't ideally positioned to enter the right-hander, so had to be a little bit slower through the corner. Davis lifts slightly. But, nonetheless, the move was good. Here it comes. Shrek on Jesus. A little bit of contact on the exit. That one I don't think was anybody's fault. I think that was just a little coming together. Did affect Shrek though because it's lagged Big D past him. This group very, very tight at the moment. Big D with DRS getting past Jesus. Is Shrek going to get a chance as well? No, not on this straight. As Kurtz picks up another 3 seconds. Kamarov has taken the lead of the race. Sorry, because I'm watching the guys further down because of how tight it is, but it is tied up the front. So let's move to these guys at the front and keep an eye on this as we go into the final third of the race. This is Kamarov leading for Ferrari, Axel P2 for Mercedes, Kurz P3 for Haas but has 6 seconds of penalties, Silent Oxen in P4 and Ollie Champ in P5. Potential... Oh, Axel maybe outbreaks himself slightly. It's left him maybe a little bit vulnerable to the curse. He's going to make the move. And he's now up into P2 on track, although he's gone wide on the fast right-hander. That's allowing Axel to come back at him. Goodness me, this is tight. Yeah, personally, in this situation, if I was Ollie, I'd just hang back a little bit and say, they're looking like they might take each other out, these guys, and I'll benefit from that. I wouldn't fancy getting involved in this. But that's me. I'm a coward, so... Right now, any 4 of these 5 drivers could win this race. I mean, you'd rule the curse out of winning it because of the 6 seconds he's got. But Kamarov, Axel, Silent Oxen and Ollie absolutely are all win with a shot. There's every chance that the guys around them could still pick up penalties before the end of the race. So, do have, as they cross the line to start lap 22, 8 laps remaining. And of course, obviously on the hard tyres, so as we go on, every lap that ticks by, his tyres get slightly better over the mediums. But as I said, with the laps that remain still on the mediums, I don't think the mediums are ever really going to be going off. Maybe a little bit right at the end, but I can't believe for a second that they're going to go off well enough to allow the curse to not only get past, which he's going to do now, but pull 6 seconds up the road. Which is what he'd have to do. There's a little wobble out of the S there. It keeps it going. So, look to the inside. I think that was mainly just to be safe on the braking. Actually, I'm not sure what happened to him, but I think Vice has dropped down to the back. Yeah, he's well off the front pack, so he must have had to come into the pits at some point. Missed that one. Sorry, guys. This continues to be mighty close. In terms of driver of the day at the moment, for the streamer driver of the day in a way, it's hard to... Well, any one of these guys could get it, quite honestly, but I'm finding it very hard to look any further than Atkins right now, who I think's been absolutely superlative all the way through. And again, the guys that are doing well are mostly the guys that have kept out of trouble. Okay, of course, maybe not. He's had a few little moments, but Kamarov's kept out of trouble. And look at the race he's having. Same for Axel. He had a little nudge on the back of Kamarov and into the right-hander at the end of sector 1, but it's the tiniest little nudge. But that's what dropped in behind the curse and has now allowed the curse to take the lead on track. At the moment, Spreader isn't able to make any inroads into Atkins. As I say, at the moment, the medium tyres are probably still a little bit stronger. And by a little bit, I mean, it won't be... I can't imagine it's more than a tenth at the moment, as looks like Dark Lord's had a spin down at the S. He's locked in a battle with Ulai's Ghost at the moment. Davis is getting past Spreader. Or is he? Or is he? He has a little wobble out of turn 1. Now Spreader to retake the place. Had his Shrek and Big D behind. Oh! I think they're okay. It looks like the Alpha Tauri was going way too deep for a moment there. But seemed to make it. Now we got... I mean, we've got these two super close groups, really, haven't we? We got the leaders down to Ollie in P5, and then you got this group from Master Spread in P7 down to Jesus in P11, and Misfit isn't far behind. There's Misfit just coming to the picture as we start going around the corner. He's only a second and a half back. And if these guys do battle, that might allow him to get onto the back of them. Both groups of 5 cars battling away. They're both interesting to watch. Both have one driver in the mix of them that has a penalty, of course. Got a penalty. The one place you don't want to be, really, is in the middle of a group. It's safety cars. They've not really had the opportunity to pull away. And it's so hard. I think anybody that actually plays the game will know it's so hard to actually pull a gap on this game when people are in DRS. And there is Shrek to the inside of Jesus. And up he goes. So P10. Said earlier on, I thought he could still gain a couple more places. He can still do that. He's going to get one off a big D in a way if they all stay this close. So, of course, he was on for it earlier on. He looked like he was probably going to be able to do it and then had a little bit of contact. It just lost him an extra place to big D. And he is flashing away now. Shrek. As you can see on your screen, he was on 8%. It's not stopping him. Going for the move on Davis. Sorry, Big D, this is on Davis. Oh, a little wobble from Shrek there behind. Is that going to leave him vulnerable to Jesus? Come on, Shrek, let Jesus in. Big D's just fighting to try and stay within the 1 second of spreader. Got to hold Davis off but he needs to stay in the 1 second of spreader, and he has done. Just about had the DRS, which has enabled him now to really close the gap up to spreads. Since we last looked, Spreader has had another battle since we last looked at the gap between him and Atkins, but Atkins has pulled away even further, making it less likely. Well, next time they cross the line, there's just going to be 3 laps remaining, so I have to say, for me personally, there's been some great performances out there. Kamarov's been outstanding. Ollie has had a very, very good first race of the season. Shrek gets past Davis for P9. And he's still got that penalty to come from Big D, which would be the couple more places I thought you might be able to get. So the only other question is going to be, can he get spreader? I think if he could, P7 would be an excellent recovery drive from Shrek. This is not the easiest of tracks to overtake. It's a lot better now than it used to be because of the long straight they've put in with DRS. But look at this. Look at the super grip he seems to have on the final corner. Yeah, look. Spreader seems to have a better straight line speed, which has enabled him to hold the position. He, of course, still has DRS off of Big D. Let's go. Oh, Axel's round. Axel is round. Atkins drives past and takes P5. And that is Big D on the back. Back of him now. Look, no, again, no obvious signs of damage. Doesn't always mean there isn't any. But if there is any, it's very, very light damage. Probably be able to deal with it. So, amazingly, after starting P9, which is possibly the worst qualifying I've ever seen Kamarov have, he's going to win this race. Well, potentially he's going to win this race. Silent Oxen isn't completely given up on the idea yet as he touches the back of Kamarov. Oh no! Oh, I've commentator cursed him. Oh my god. Oh, that is commentator's curse in action, guys. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. That all seemed to stem from the little contacts he had on the back of Kamarov. Maybe just lost his concentration a little bit. And he's just spun out the final corner, touched the curb on the left-hand side, spun out the final corner and has lost his front wing. And he will drop now. Still P9 at the moment, but I can't imagine. I would imagine he's not going to pit. I would have thought he'd just carry on. The pit stop would just drop him right down. I think a pit stop would drop him down to P13. He's maybe... Well, he's probably going to drop the P13 in a way, looking at where the current P13 driver is, which is Scott. He's not that far behind the Ferrari, so... Yeah, I don't think it makes any difference at all, really, whether he pits or not. I think he's still going to end up in the same place. Spreader gets back past Big D for P6. Atkins is up to P4. Chris has pulled a gap to Kamarov after that little bit going on, and it's only 2.2 seconds though. Ollie. This is going to be the moment. Ollie will have DRS down the long straight. Here it is. Here's the moment. A little far back. Yeah, Cal's got plenty of energy as well. So is Ollie. He's going to have to hold off here and try it on the next straight. But with the amount of energy that Kamarov has, still, well, 20% say. Yeah, look, Kamarov just moves to the inside. He sort of takes up the, not so much the inside, he takes up a sort of middle of the road position that makes it incredibly hard for Ollie to try and find a way past. Just experience driving that from Kamarov and that. Oh! But he runs wide! He's run wide! Ollie around the outside of the final corner. It's going to be a drag race. Ollie's got DRS though, and that Ollie wins in Australia. What an end to the race! Ollie takes victory off of Kamarov right at the death. Curse's penalties means he drops to P3. We will obviously have to see if anything else. I think Atkins is going to be. Well, look, no. As it stands, the curse ends at P3, but I believe there will probably be a report on him. But so Atkins may end up with P3 here, but as it stands, it's a superb P4, and I'm glad to say that my streamer's driver of the day is actually more of a sort of, they don't get a point for my driver of the day, so it's the driver's driver of the day I think they get a point for, so they'll have to vote amongst themselves on whether they're more impressed with Ollie or Atkins, or maybe even Kamarov actually, because he still had an incredible race. Right, what I'm going to do, guys, because I only looked right at the end there, but I noticed that Curse is on PlayStation, so I'm not going to be able to invite him into the party for the podium interview. As we see Ollie celebrating. So that's enough of that. So what I will do is I will invite Atkins in, and it's not because I'm predicting anything that he might gain anything. I'm just saying because Curse is PlayStation, I can invite him. There we go. Right, how am I going to do this then? So let's get Ollie in. Cameron's on PC, so how do I invite him? And Atkins is on PC as well, is he? He shows EA ID. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to get him in. Right, Kamarov and Atkins, or Curse, if you're listening, if you can join the party, please do. I'm going to take it off of invite only. I don't know how to invite you guys anymore.
I've invited Kamarov.
Okay.
I'll try and invite Atkins as well.
Yeah, Curse is PlayStation, so I don't think I can get him in.
Yeah, you'd need to get the Xbox app.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we should put something in the Discord about that. Maybe. It's either that, well, the easier thing would probably be for me to learn to do this on Discord rather than...
Yeah, maybe.
But, yeah. Anyway, I have got you here, so we'll just do it the other way around and I'll speak to you first and see if the others join. So, wow! What an end! Drag race to the line, but you got the you had the DRS, which obviously helped to the line because you were both on the same energy. But yeah, what a finish! What a finish! Congratulations, man.
Yeah, feeling good. I mean, I was thinking about halfway through when I came out sixth after the safety car, and then we lost DRS of the cars in front, I was thinking, oh, that's it. And there was a point as well where Axel was like flying ahead. But I mean, overall, I mean, just stick at it. And then I did not expect to get the win, but then obviously Jack just went really wide, side by side. I must have got DRS by about a thousandth of a second. So
Yeah.
as soon as I saw the DRS, I was like, oh yeah. But overall, I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better opening race. I've not won in Friday before, so it's a nice
Oh, well
start.
done then, man. So first win on this
Mm.
division. So yeah, congratulations. Um, but I mean, you had a great race. To be fair, there were some there were some hairy moments in there, especially
Indeed.
in that last little bits. The last sort of 10 laps really. When
Yeah,
the
I
top
mean,
five were so close together.
I was just trying to sit back because I saw they were fighting. I thought there's no point in me getting involved and just losing time or risking anything. I'll just let them get on with it, save up my battery, and towards the end, hopefully have a crack at what I thought would be Spriggs at the time for P3. But then obviously Spriggs and Axel had a little coming together, and then Spriggs lost it, which, I mean, it's more luck than anything today. I mean, it could have been anyone's race, so it was just right place,
Yeah.
right time, lucky,
I wouldn't say it's
especially
luck.
after qualifying.
Ultimately, you had the pace to be up there. You had a good
Mm.
qualifying. I think you might have been a little bit disappointed with P5 because you looked like you had the
Oh
pace to
yeah,
be a little bit higher. But still, P5 is still a good quali, and you had the pace in the race to stay with everyone. So I wouldn't say it was luck. I think you've just I think staying keeping behind was actually the sensible thing to do at the time because they were battling away, and I think if you'd have stuck your car in there as well, then you may well have got wiped out. So. No, I think because you were guaranteed P4 because of the 6 seconds that Curse had. So
yeah. I mean, that's what I was thinking. I was just like happy with picking up points because last season, more than anything, I mean, I missed a lot of races, and then when I did come, I'd get into accidents or just loads of crap. So I thought, let's just like start off the season strong with some points. But then everything happened, and it went even better than expected.
yeah, well, congratulations, man, especially with it being your first win. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna because it's your first win, I'm gonna give you the streamers driver of the day. So congratulations, 'cause that probably means more than your first win. Um,
Thank you.
so I think Atkins is going to be right in there with a shout for the driver of the day as well. So I think it's
Oh
going to
yeah,
be between you
definitely.
two and Kamarov because all three of you had superb races. So
Oh,
um,
I mean,
there we
Kamarov coming
go.
from P9, that's unbelievable around
Yeah, yeah,
Australia.
yeah. So Kamarov, I'll come to you, mate. Well, like Ollie's just said, you've come from P9 on the grid. You'd have been a bit disappointed with qualifying, I assume, and then um, you know, it's not easy to do around Australia to get through guys that have got good pace around you. Um, but again, you just got through. You took the opportunities when they came. You kept clean. I know you got a couple of knocks up the bum at different points, but
Mm.
but they didn't seem to affect you too much. In all fairness,
Well, one of them lost
so
me the win, but other than that, yeah,
yeah. Oh right,
it's
okay. The one, yeah, yeah, okay. But yeah. Um, all in all, though, to come from P9, okay, right in the clutches of victory there. But P2. I think if you'd have been told you're going to get P2 when you start in P9, I think you'd have probably taken it at the start of the race. To be fair.
yeah, definitely. I mean, I knew when I saw that it was raining at the start and it was still on softs that it wasn't going to be a good qualifying. I'm never good at it. I mean, in Canada last season, I was P4 and that wasn't a good one of my worst quality results of the whole season. But I mean, that's just yeah. I obviously I didn't expect to be P9, and it was only a couple of tenths between that and about P4 or 5. But I mean, hey, that's the grid this season. It's very competitive, and if you're not on it and make mistakes, then you're going to be punished a lot more severely than you were last season. And I think that's good if we can keep people coming back. I feel like we had some good racing today, and yeah, I just there's no point being impatient when you're coming back through. I kind of contemplated going on hards, but then I thought it's Australia. There's walls around it. There's going to be safety cars. Just go with what everyone else is doing. I know that I have good race pace around there from Tuesday. And yeah, just pick people off when I could. Got a few safety cars as well, so I could catch back up to the front guys. And it was just kind of happy to sit behind Curse at the end, save up ERS. I got a few taps from Axel, but then the one from one from Spriggs at the penultimate corner just made me lose DRS, and the mediums were fucked by then. I couldn't really do anything, and I just hit the grass coming into the penultimate corner. That's karma though for you.
As-
I feel like I moved a little bit in the braking zone for Ollie, so it's.
Is that why you went deep? Is it because you caught the grass on the right? Because that's what
Yeah, I
happen, isn't it?
just
Yeah.
clipped it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I swear, I'm doing a time trial and I clipped that little bit of ground. I'm sorry, I didn't touch it. Yeah, but there we go. Did we manage to get Atkins in?
No, it's
No.
No. Okay, never mind. Would have been nice to chat to him. I think he's going to end up with P3, but we shall see. That's down to the stewards. So, but there we go. But anyway, even if he doesn't, P4 from where he started was
he's
an
just saying he
absolutely
can
amazing
join.
race. So, if somebody can get him in, I don't know how.
I don't think I have him added.
invite him. I did invite him, but let me invite him again.
Okay, Atkins, if you can hear me, Ollie's
do
going to invite you. So, yeah, not bad start to the season though. Australia's always one of the difficult tracks of the season, and it was a pretty good race. In all fairness, I quite enjoyed it. So, there we go. Here he comes. I forgot to tell everybody to include their audio at the start. I'm assuming you all did it. Did you, Ollie? Did you include your audio?
Yeah, I've got my audio.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, I've got mine.
Right, Atkins, hello. Hello. I don't know how you include your audio, so. What are you talking? Are you on the app?
On the app, mate, use sidebar. So much better.
I think it automatically includes you. So
If you press Windows G, Atkins, at the same time, does it come up with sidebar for you? Like an overlay. Xbox Party should be in the top left, and there should be a tick box. So.
Yeah. Ticked.
Yay! There we go then. Excellent. All right. Well, I wanted to speak to you because I can't speak to Curse because he's on PlayStation. So I thought we'd get you in. Well, what a race from you, mate! Absolutely superb today. I can't remember where you qualified. Was it 14th, I think? And you've ended up with P4 on track, but a suspicion it may get promoted to P3. So we'll have to see on that one. But yeah, how was it from your point of view?
I had a bit of drama in qualifying. My pedals decided to play up a bit. Not saying I would have got through to Q3, but by the time I got a chance to get out in Q2, I think it started raining a bit. So
Yeah.
Started P14, like you say. Relatively kept out of trouble, to be honest. Was a start on mediums, dived in for hards on the safety car, and then back onto mediums again on the second safety car. Sort of just picked people off one by one. Got a bit lucky with obviously a few incidents ahead and that, but just managed to hold Axel off towards the end. But I didn't expect P4 at all. Just aiming for sort of 10th or 9th or something.
Well, I'm not sure exactly how it happened, but when I think it was the second safety car happens, you were suddenly in P10, and then when you got back round again, you managed to nick 3 places off of people that pitted the next lap. Not sure how that happened because there would have been delta the whole lap before, so you couldn't have caught anything. But I'm guessing maybe I know one driver was affected by a double stack, so I think that helped with one. But whether the others, I don't know whether they had to change their wings or what. But you're suddenly P7 after the safety car.
Was that the first or second safety car?
I think it was the second safety car, if memory serves me right.
Oh, okay. I think it was. I was going to say the first safety car. I was spot on with the time, and literally, I come around the second to last corner, and then it popped up safety car. So I managed to dive straight in. Then, short memory. I can't remember what happened on the second one, but obviously gained a bit of luck that way. But
I might have it wrong. It might have been the first then. I don't know. I'm getting on, mate. I can't remember things, even if they haven't only just happened. Fair enough. But yeah, superb race from yourself. Now, I have given streamer driver of the day to Ollie because it's his first victory and he did drive a superb race today. So I've given him streamer driver of the day, but I think you're definitely going to be in with a shout at the driver's driver of the day. I think all 3 of you will be actually because all 3 of you had great races today. So I think it's definitely going to be between you 3 anyway. There we go. Well, that's our first race of season 9. I enjoyed that one. I thought it was a really good race for Australia. You never know with Australia which way it's going to go, but I think it went a pretty good way tonight. A couple of safety cars, but hey, it happens. That's part of it. So, I'm just trying to have a look if I can find it. Where the I can't find the calendar. I'm not sure there is a calendar. Well, I'm trying to have a look at for a calendar.
Next race is Portugal. Sorry, not Singapore.
Portugal, Portimao. Oh, I've just raced that. Super. I love Portimao. Great track. Yeah. Little hint. Don't tell all the others, but don't two-stop it, because I did that. It doesn't work. Two-stop doesn't work. It depends on your situation on track a little bit, but it says it's like 4 seconds slower than the one-stop. It's not. It's a lot more than that. So yeah, don't do it. All right. So that's a little tip.
Note taken.
It's a medium soft or soft medium really around there. So in a way, there we go. That's the end of the first race of the season then, guys. So thank you, as always. Thank you very much to everybody that's watched along with me. I would say kept me entertained, but I couldn't look at the stream chat tonight, so I apologise. I've not been sort of ignoring anyone. I just couldn't see it tonight. Hopefully that'll be sorted for next week. Other than that, guys, thank you ever so much to everybody that watched the stream back as well. Thank you very much to the guys here that have joined me. We'll see you again next week at 8:30 for PRF1 at Portimao. Always one of the great races of the season, so please go and join for that. I'll next be live on Sunday for HRF1 at 8 PM, so come and join me for that one. Other than that, have a nice weekend, everyone.